In the upper right, in the blue, his name, the victor of so many, he is Cure. And at the bottom left, in the red, the man with miracles in his veins, the birthday boy, it's Byun. Hey, Super MFN, thanks so much for the follow. I'm sure there are many people I need to shout out at the end because throughout that entire, just the last 10 insane minutes of Byun Classic, it was just people following and doing whatever. And I lost track because I'm a bad streamer. Or more importantly, the games were just ludicrous. The game was ludicrous. Now, I was saying this, I don't think it has the context to be truly a greatest of all time. You know, a Scarlet Bomber and all the stories around there on Habitation Station, a TG Innovation with that just insane game, Maru Cyril on Blackburn and Hardwire from King of Battles 2 last year, because it was the Grand Finals, the first time they'd ever met in a Grand Finals, first time they'd met in a best of 7, and we got games like that. I mean, those have the story behind them, but just in terms of pure games you want to enjoy watching, I mean, games that have everything. Game 2 Classic Byun. EPT 122 takes the cake. Now we're looking at a very different game. As this one is a TVT, and we saw Byun play some pretty awesome TVTs against Gumiho in the round of 8. Hey, Norman, quad 7. And you know what? You know what that does? That puts us at exactly 1,600 followers. I'm excited because I hit 1,500 followers a couple days ago. And now, we're blowing right past it. Yeah, you love to see it. But of course, we're in game 1 of a TVT. I don't expect to see anything too crazy. In fact, the builds they're mirrored, they're identical. Barracks, double gas factory, command center. You know the story. You know how it works. This is pretty common. The question we must ask ourselves now is how committed are Byun and Cure to aggression or no aggression? Does one player get a couple more Hellions, a couple more Reapers? It looks like Cure will go 3 Reaper. So I think he's going to look to get aggressive with your kind of standard 3 Reaper, 2 Hellion pressure. But Byun already backing off that idea. Widowmines are on the way. It does mean his starport's just a little bit faster because he's not spending the extra gas on the Reaper. A little bit less aggressive of an opportunity, but defensively, it's going to be more than fine. It's going to be interesting to see how much damage this gets done. I mean, the Widowmine does a really good job of preventing a lot of this damage. Because A, this army tends to clump, and B, Widowmines do one-shot or at least do significant damage to all of this. So Widowmine shot's going to go off. Nice split there from Cure, making sure that he only loses 1 unit. But with all of the Reapers and the Marines and everything else, yeah, this is not going to get too much done. They're going to try to kill the Widowmine, and that looks like they may... Ooh, no, they will not be. The Widowmine stays alive. Byun's going to be able to chase this all back. Loses a Reaper in exchange, but he's okay with that one. He's already past the stage of the Reaper. The Reaper does not matter to him. His friendship with the Reaper is over. Marines are his friend now, and a Hellion and a Reaper. So I guess Reapers may be part of the cohort. But it looks like Byun, he's doing the Byun thing. He's doing the kitchen sink idea. You run across the map with a couple Marines, your first 4 Marines, and whatever else you got, just stick it in a medevac and you try to find value. Bandai's been pretty successful with doing this. Gumiho actually did this to some success as well, I think. And now here comes the pressure. Cyclone, looks like, yeah, that's a positive Cyclone lock on Cure over Byun, so that's not going to be all that great. With the tank out here as well. Lock on the Reaper, you don't really care. And Byun's going to save it anyways, because why not? You know, maybe get a grenade. But this push is not going to get much of anything done. You actually got to be careful there. But he will be able to save it, run back home. And now here comes the push of Cure. It's got a tank. It's up in tech. It has a Raven. They're 1-to-1. That's fine. What's on the other side? Random Widowmine. Okay, the Widowmine that was used defensively earlier. Repaired, kept alive. Hey, Dave, thank you so much for the additional 100 bits. And SCCGG, thank you so much for the follow. Now, okay, Raven harass showing up. Oh, Byun got it. Oh, no, Byun, the Raven, it goes down and harass on the other side. It's going to get a couple workers. Looks like Byun does have a drop, though. That weird drop from earlier is going to find its way into the main base, getting some level of commensurate damage, or it would be. If Byun didn't lose the Raven, and now it's going to be really hard for him to defend this push. He doesn't have anything to disable, so this third base will at least get delayed. I think it actually just, yeah, it's going to get forced to cancel, but on the other side of the map, 8 workers have gone down. That's going to be a free and dead tank, even without a lock-on. Doesn't really matter. Cyclone, Cyclone, I think, would have killed it if it had a lock-on. Instead of, it would have survived if it had a lock-on, but Marines in the natural. 9 workers do go down. Do we have Raven? Okay, Raven auto turrets finding value here as well. Blow for blow. But Byun has his third base on the way. Cure's third base is done. And that's the big deal. That's the big difference here. And Byun's got a lot of tanks, though. Sitting at 4 tanks. Again, that's the advantage of going for the more defensive opener earlier. In general, it just means your tech's a little faster. Cure now is going to take his third base. Now, Widowmine is actually going to get a shot off. I don't think it killed anything, but yeah, it's annoying. It does damage, and we really don't have medevacs right now. Those Marines are going to be paper for the next engagement, but Byun made some good moves. He finds himself up 2 workers. Sure, actually finds himself a little more as Raven going to go down, looking for more auto turrets, but they disable, and the Vikings. Byun's now down 2 Ravens. Cure still has both of his. And that just means there's just so much stuff, so much ability, so much agency. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. That Cure has on the map right now. He can harass with these Ravens. They're going to allow him to take some really positive straight-up fights. If Byun looks to get aggressive, Cure's going to be able to really shut that down pretty easily. So, from every perspective, in every respect, Byun, while the supplies are pretty equal, Byun's not in the happiest spot right now as the tanks move out, but Byun's been able to sneak his way through. There's no missile turret. There's no sensor tower. The Cure does not know that Byun's drop is finding his way into the main bases. Again, Raven's auto turret harassed in the natural. Byun, this is how he wants to play TVT, and that's what he showed us against Gumio. He says, I'm not really ever going to take a straight-up fight. I just want to harass, make your life sad, and go from there. So 8 workers have gone down. A tank is going to siege up defensively, and Vikings are nice. Fire runs forward, and actually it's going to not too much of... Oh, it's actually going to buffer for these SCVs. Big tank shot potential. 19 workers, they're dead. Now, the tank is dead, sure, but Byun finds himself up double the workers now. He's mining from the third base. And Cure wants to find this third. It's not there. That's not where Byun took it. So he's going to try to set up a sieged up position, understanding that, hey, there was a bit of an army that went down. Byun tanks are going to siege up. Auto turrets are dropping. Your SCVs are going to get pulled to try to make the defense happen. Byun, if he waits this happen, doesn't take too much damage, he's going to be fine. Tanks, they're firing strong, but the Vikings mowing Byun down. 21 workers die as well. And this is not what you want. Worker supply equal once again. The army of Cure is much more powerful now. And yeah, sure, Byun's got a couple tanks, but his third base, yeah, this is a problem. He's going to lose so many SCVs. More Vikings, they're landed, they're just rallying in. That's what matters. I feel like you almost pick up the Vikings to just drop them on the tanks again, because that sounds like fun. And Cure actually looks like he backs up. He says, I got enough damage. I equalized the game. In fact, I found myself a lead, but now as the army rotates over right side. Okay. We've got a bit of a break in the action now. We can calm down. For not that much longer. I think Cure wants to get aggressive pretty soon. But Byun's going to have his upgrades. His bio will be much stronger than Cure's for just a little bit. And that is maybe going to be the opening. Look at tank counts. It's 2 to 4. So Byun has more tanks and his bio will be better. So that is really going to be Byun's opportunity. If he can take a really good fight here before the tank siege maybe, or even after they do, he's going to stem forward. Again, 1-1 to 0-0. He does not have combat shields. Neither does his opponent. But if he can take a really good fight, if he can take a fantastic fight, we'll see one tank just go down really quickly. Byun stemming on forward here. He's got to be careful because tanks are still scary. Byun actually, yeah, he's going to take both tanks out. High ground advantage is a powerful thing, and this push from Cure is now just about useless. Byun is still on 4 tanks. Cure has 1. Drop in, Raven. There are so many Vikings on the map. This Raven should not be getting the damage it is, but it's going to kill 8 more workers, and that is going to be wonderful for the birthday boy. Absolutely going to be incredible for the birthday boy. Now, the timing advantage that Byun had with his upgrades, it's gone. He's not going to have it again in this game because he was late on his armory. So they're both going to start 2-2 right around that same time. But it did keep Cure back enough. He was maybe a little bit more reticent about getting aggressive because they understand his bio ball would be paper. And that bought Byun time for the Raven to kill 10 more workers, to equalize the worker count, for Byun, again, to kill a couple tanks. So he's got a significant tank lead right now, 5-2. And if he's going to be able to find a good position, maybe he can do something with that. Now, he's going to hold the high ground, but not the high ground that Cure is rallying through. Okay, so he says, yeah, let me put 4 tanks and 2 medevacs. Go for a big drop, and he's going to try to do the same thing he did to Gumiho in that game. Tanks dropping off here right now to try to assassinate these tanks. 1 tank of Byun falls, but he got 2 defensively. Bio stimming in on this 1 lone defensive tank. Cure's got to go home, but already Byun's defensive position here is so good. It's really going to be hard for Cure to break this on out. So Byun into the natural. 17 workers go down. Cure seems at a loss for words. Now he says, let me kill these tanks, but it is too little, too late. Byun gets the natural as well. And yeah, sure, he's going to lose this army maybe, but as long as he does not die in the intermediary term, he is going to be damn fine with that one. 33 workers, a command center falls, tanks fall, and Byun still has some tanks. He's only got 1, but it's equal. And I'm just very worried about the counterattack now because the supply gap is there. It is real. It's 80 army supply to 50, and yeah, tanks are good, but Byun doesn't have many of them. So now Byun scans out the 4th base. He says, oh, okay, here, how bad of a shape are you in? And he says, oh, well, you're really in bad shape. But he's just looking for the army. Scanning where his sensor towers are not. Sensor tower will tell him where the majority of Cure's army is. And this is a tough hold. He has to make sure his tanks are in the proper position. And as long as he can do that, he will be in a decent spot because, remember, he's going to have more tanks. So Bio stims forward, Bio runs back, tank gets a good shot off. Because he will always have more tanks in this fight. He was tied up, and of course, well, he has defender's advantage. But Liberators are going to look to really make the difference here, look to force Byun off this defensive position. Because Byun has no Vikings. He's building them now, sure, but he doesn't really have what he wants. So Liberators, they run forward. Byun moves a little bit forward, a little bit back, but Cure is just trying to wedge his way into this position. Byun, though, ooh, he's tempted. He wants that. He wants to take that fight, but his supply is not where it needs to be just yet as he rotates over. The other thing, of course, the reason that the Vikings are so good is it means Byun is continuously scanning. He's not dropping mules, so he has a big economic lead, sure, but it could be even better now. So now he's going to stim forward, getting knocked down a couple Vikings. That's honestly the most important thing. Tanks, they get sieged up. Byun looking for is looking for a flank. I'm not really sure. But man, we got to be very careful. That was a bit of misclick from Byun. You got to be very careful there, my friend. Okay, yeah, Byun's got to drop. I mean, I don't think that's the play, honestly. Cure's all in. He doesn't really need to do this. Sure, it'll find value, I assume, but he doesn't really have to do it. He just has to not die. That's the really big deal. Bio's going to stim forward, trying to knock these Liberators down, and they're going to trade a lot of their lives, but 1 Liberator does fall at the very least. His tank's forced back. Byun actually looks like he may lose his attack upgrades as well. It's not the best scenario. But okay, Byun stimming forward, stimming back. This drop on the north side is weird. Don't know what we're going to see happen with it. Okay, the Vikings, though, they're going to take the trade. Now, yeah, Byun wins the Viking War, which means the Liberator not nearly as powerful, and that means this position is safe. Losing +1's annoying, but Byun has upgrades on the Marines now. He should be able to maybe chase this down. And again, he just has to stabilize. He's up 2 bases. It's not just oh, well, I snapped a base, but whatever. He took a 4th base at the same time. So he's up 2 bases right now. He has such a tremendous income lead that it almost doesn't matter how bad the trades are so long as Byun doesn't just lose his entire army outside of his production or something. But now Cure says, I got to run home. Tail between his legs. He was not able to find the value that he was looking for. There are so many, 89 Marines in Cure's army. And tanks are going to siege up on the high ground. Bio stims forward. A couple big shots. A bunch of tanks are going to go down here from Cure as well. I think Byun actually not targeting them down. That's just a bunch of really low tanks as he goes forward. There we go. We got a big surround coming in, and it's not really a big surround at all, Byun. But this army, this Bio from Cure is so damn low that 1 big tank shot is going to knock down so freaking much of it. And Dave Tessa, thank you for the 100 bits. Oh, wait, what? What has killed 22 worker? Wait, oh, Liberator in the main base. Liberator in the main base killed 22 workers. That is a wonderful equalizing factor there. No, that only got 6. Was there another one? Yeah, I guess there was. Yeah, it looks like there was a Liberator here as well that was killed off by Vikings. Okay. And Yusha Ule. Thanks so much for the follow. Sorry, my pronunciation is bad. Byun's got a 5th. Byun's got a 5th base on the way. Cure has been able to retake it. Oh no, sorry. He moved his main to his natural. So it is a 2-base Terran trying to find value against what is soon to be a 5-base Terran. This should not be working. But it's not like the resources lost count is that different. This should not be possible. But I mean, Cure is just Cure. Cure is just that good. He's a god of TVT. I mean, we talk about Mar being a god of TVT, and that much is fair, but if you want to talk about the Korean god of TVT that is not Mar, well, it certainly is Kieran. That in part of the why was part of the reason why it was so impressive that Clem won that game against Cure. Okay, now Byun. It's actually his 3-3 is going to be a little late. So Cure with his 89 Marines, with his 75 Marines now, I guess, he will be able to that damage will compound in a significant way. And surprisingly enough, Byun's on 4 bases. He's got 5th on the way. He's trying to find a spot to put it. Surprisingly enough, he has still only been on single factory siege tank for the entirety of this game. 17 minutes of this game. Okay, Byun's going to scan out 4th base finally on the way. He's got a triple drop into the main. He knows that this army that Cure has, it's on the map. So he's going to be able to get a drop in here. Vikings are going to be annoying. 1 medevac goes down, but most of the bio is going to be able to get out anyways. Actually, Cure's going to run home, and he's got a decent amount of stuff here. Surprisingly enough, medevac's doing a good job of healing, though, and that's going to force Byun back for now. Dave Testa with a 1,000 bits badge. I don't think I have anything set up for that, because I don't think I've ever had anyone go there. Thank you for the 24 bits. 24 biddies, as Roddy would say. How is this game still going? Like, I feel like Cure should just be dead. The resources lost differential, not all that insane. It's like 2k, and with the income advantage that Byun has had, I mean, it really is not all that much. Certainly manageable. Last 5 minutes have been Byun up 2,000 resources a minute. Byun has mined like 10,000 resources more than Cure has over the last 5 minutes. That is so much money. And it really does put the, 2,000 resources less differential in perspective. I guess it's Byun just advancing, trying to go to the next level of tech, because it's really hard to end a TVT. Really hard to end a TVT. This drops get find out. The big bio ball of Cure on the north side, trying to knock this 4th base down, but Vikings are here. Byun does have the Viking lead now, so it's really hard. Liberator is going to look to do something, but Vikings, they say no. Actually, they will get something done because there's only 1 Viking defending. Byun, maybe not quite section quite enough there, so I think one tank did die. But Byun, now he's maxed out. Now he's happy. He got another armory, but he didn't get the upgrades again, which is a bit unfortunate. He could start to be building his tanks into a really powerful force, but Ravens are on the way. He's really started to advance his tech here. 3-3 is now going to be done, so he's not really worried about that anymore as well. Bio stepping forward. Tank's going to siege up. Byun backing up. And he eats a big shot anyways. Right smack dab in the middle of the EPT logo. This, folks, is where people died. Chill wind is in the air. And the one upside of Cure's setup here is he goes in, he's trying to make a break happen. Tanks, they're sieged up, and they're actually all in one spot. That's a bit of a problem. Liberator sieging up here, as well as the second tank line of Byun is going to try to put the tongs, put the hammer to the army of Cure. And Tank's moving up now. Tank sieging up on this 5th base of Byun, may be able to make something happen, but SCV's repairing are doing a pretty good job. Bio moves forward. This bio is so heavily overstimmed. It's a big problem. They're going to try to knock the Liberators down, and sure, I guess they get that, but so many of their number dies, and I was talking about, well, one of the benefits of having low eco is the fact that you can go and build 150 supply of army, but when it's all Marines, it doesn't really matter because they die so damn fast. And yes, we did see Cure take a base out from Byun, but Byun has the bottom right. He lost 15 workers. He's still up 20. He doesn't want to lose these. That'd be nice, but you can let him go anyways. It's a gift. A sacrifice, blood for the blood god. Byun now only on 51 workers, and well, he's been mining a whole hell of a lot more. We have to remember that his bank is not impressive because he's been really advancing into his tech. So now tanks every which way. They're trying to find value. Looks like no upgrades. Yeah, still no upgrades whatsoever. Ravens will start to disable these tanks, so they will start to fall. They will start to die, and this is where things start to get scary because Byun has found the next level of his tech. He has plentiful Ravens here. Tank siege up once again. Bio looking to stim on forward. If we have an armor shredder missile, we will. So yeah, that Bio's not going to win a fight anymore. Not going to work out. Tanks don't even bother to siege because Byun is just winning this one. Tank goes down on the backside. Cure now below 100 supply. He has to keep doing this. He has to keep taking fights like this because his economy really has never recovered. But it's not working out for him because while Byun, yeah, he doesn't have a big bank and all of these things, his tech level, he's building 2 Ravens at a time. This is not an army that a bio tank can win anymore. And in 22 minutes, but really in 10, Byun, the birthday boy, takes game 1. In the bottom left, in the red, he's down 1. Looking to tie it up. He almost did it, actually. He did a really good job of staying in there. He is Cure. His opponent in the upper right in the blue. Oh, he's good. He's Byun. I've run out of superlatives. I'm like, hey, we're doing these intros. I'm like, it's birthday boy. He's whatever, winning masterful games. I'm like, okay, well, you know what? He's good. He's a good StarCraft player. He plays those good StarCraft games, but I said, hey, you know what? You want a long game? Well, we're not going to get one. Proxy Reaper. Proxy Double Barracks Reaper is going to be the name of the game. And guess what? Byun scouts it immediately. Immediately. Oh, no. Oh, that doesn't feel good there, Cure. Byun's got the soul read on you, and I'm not saying the game's over because... Oh, he delays the... Oh, no. That does not feel good. Byun's building even a second SCV. This is not a barracks that will complete. At least not for forever. Cure is sad. This is one of those games where I would love to see Cure with a player cam. Just because, I mean, let's be real. I want to see the look on his face when it's just like, this is just not how you want to play this game. This is not how you want this ever to happen. And the Reaper will eventually pop out. Byun will lose one of these SCVs. Probably. But this has bought so much time. Eventually, 2 Reapers will be popping out, but Byun's going to have Reaper paired. Oh, wait, he took it for a shot. Wait a minute, that's a problem. Byun is losing this Reaper fight. He's got to go down to low ground. He's got to run away. Byun does not lose Reaper fights, but he did that one. And that's actually a big problem because this may allow Cure to snowball. Delaying the factory is the big deal. You want the Hellion as that ultimate hold, that ultimate tool to knock down innumerable Reapers. But Byun trying to dive in. Oh, he's going to need another shot. He's got to back up. This is not good. This is getting dicey, folks. Byun, Cure, they both back away. They say it's not worth it. It's not worth losing that Reaper. But the factory will complete. Hellions are on the way. Byun building that second Reaper just to be able to handle things defensively, and because production is so asynchronous, Byun is going to have equal Reaper count for quite a while. He is going to be able to really contest this. He's going to be down 1 Reaper soon enough, but by that time Hellions are going to be out. So 3 Reapers and Hellion absolutely beats 3 Reapers or 4 Reapers. They're going to try to trap in a corner. Grenades are going to look to be good, but already Reapers are going down. Yeah, this is really the end of the pressure here. Reaper's doing a good job trading. Hellion is being repaired as if it needed it. And Cure seems to be committed to this, though. He's building more Reapers. He is committed to the idea of Reaper play. And, don't know how I feel about that one, but maybe it's the power of the birthday. All right, so how many Reapers did he get up to? He's going up to 4. So 4 Reaper, 3 Hellion, I guess, is the name of the game. Or 4 Reaper, 2. 4 Reaper, 1 Hellion. Okay, that's a weird setup. I guess the math works out because what? Takes 3 Hellion shots to kill an SCV. Takes 6. Yeah, I guess that maths out to one-shotting SCVs. Or just about. But you want to talk about games being ahead beyond his natural is ready to go. He's taking it right now. Pretty much as Cure starts his. Cure has to find other ways to find value in this game. And look like Cloak Banshees will be the answer, but of course Byun will have 2 orbitals. He has a Cyclone here already. And this Barracks should start to burn. There it is. Okay, so Barracks will die now. I love that we started in the round of 16. And normally that means it's going to be a quick setup. But I guess we're only 3 hours in. I thought I read 347 instead of 317. But there's a world where this finals goes another 45 minutes, goes another hour. And that would be 4 hours for 4 series, including 3 best of 3s, including a 2-0. But okay. Cloak is just about done. Banshee's on the way. Natural underway. And this is one of those weird games where there's a lot of aggression early, so there's not a lot of room for stuff to happen in the mid-game. As I say that, they'll be on 5 Marines dropping in. Tanks are not where they need to be. They're defending the natural, which means these Reapers, they really don't do much of anything. Not with the repair. Byun picking up to dodge the grenades. He's too good. He is too damn good. It's not even fair. It's not funny. And now into the natural, though. Hellions, they're looking to dive on top of this tank. Yeah, Cyclone gets the lock on, just getting right on top of their tank. Will not go down. Good repair. But still, 4 workers die. Beyond almost broke. Man, if that tank goes down, that is probably the end of Cure's life in this game, too. But even still. Even still. It's a hard knock life. It's a hard knock game for Cure. I mean, he's got to find something. He still has some Reapers. He's still in those 4 Reapers. Still got the Hellion. And he knows that Byun doesn't have a lot of tech at home because he just killed it. Cyclone went down. Hellions went down. So we're going to see how well Byun is able to defend. So Banshee runs in cloaked. Actually, 2 Banshees. They run in cloaked. Your Cyclone is prepared. Does Byun... Wait, Byun doesn't have a scan, does he? No, Byun doesn't have a scan. This may be Cure's opportunity back in this game. The Cyclone has gone down. Byun did not have a scan. He has a Raven, sure, but you need the lock-on makes this hold so much easier. 8 workers go down. You're actively going at... Oh, he's going to get 1. There we go. 1 Banshee falls. But Cure has equalized the worker count. And that being said, Raven Auto Turret is killing more SCVs. So, no, he hasn't. Never mind. 7 worker advantage, and Byun does have a 3rd. So, as much as I talk about, oh, look, Cure has equalized... Not totally convinced. But Banshee arrives here. Reapers as well, because why not? It's going to delay the command center just a little bit. Just a tiny bit. And somehow, I thought Byun started his 3rd base first, but somehow Cure's 3rd base is much quicker. Raven will stay alive, though. Good job, Byun. Should barely get out of scan range. But okay, 3rd base is done. This is a truly odd sieged up position that we see happening here. Auto turrets and Cyclones trying to snipe this orbital. That will never work. Raven goes back and once again, but this time there's tanks, there's Marines, so Byun opting to not waste the energy. His drop here on the map as well is not really going to do all that much. And at the end of the day, after all the insanity, Byun's got himself like a 7-worker lead. He's got himself a 5-worker lead, like a 7 army supply lead, something like that. 8 army supply lead. His stim is slower. His 1-1 will be faster. Wait, does he have double eBay? He does. He just did the Byun thing and forgot armor. So really, folks, my gut says, yeah, look, Byun got himself so far ahead in the early game, but I feel like Cure's done enough, just kind of looking at game state. Especially because, well, Byun has forgotten his upgrades. As he always does, as things get hectic. And these Reapers are finding value, delaying barracks, all that fun stuff. Byun in the Natural's got a little bit more of a drop here. He's going to kill more workers. So again, building that economic delta once again, but it really is one that Byun keeps opening and Cure keeps pulling back into place. And Byun has paid for this lead. He's up 4 workers. He's paid effectively the cost of 10 workers to get there. Oh, what a good little SCV repairing the depot. I don't think it was burning, so I don't think he really had to do that, but there we go. 1-1 on the way for both sides. Byun, his +1 will be faster. Cure's 1-1. No, Byun's armor is going to be done faster soon, but not the big gulf we had in game 1. And now we get to see what happens in an even TVT. Because Byun was incomparably far ahead in game 1. There really was nothing that he could do. Or there was... him losing that game would have been such a feat from Cure and such a throw from Byun. But this game is a lot more even. Yeah, Byun found himself a lead, but Cure was able to scratch and claw his way back. And now it's Cure that says, I want to be aggressive here on the map. I want to put the pressure on you, because if I allow you to just keep nipping at the edges, I do believe that that is a game I do lose. That is one thing that Byun is better than anyone in the world at just nipping at the edges of things. Playing on the edges, incredible harass. Just fighting wherever his opponent does not want him to be and showing up there. Now, lock-on on the Raven is... yeah, it's not going to get much of anything. Byun's 4th base on location will be delayed for just a little bit. This Marine actually should kill both these units. There we go. They're very low. The pressure is going between the main, the natural, and the 3rd base. But Byun stems forward, and he's going to catch himself maybe a couple Marines. No, the answer is... that's actually not the correct answer. And with this, with a bit of an upgrade lead here, is going to be able to take a trade, a positive one maybe. But auto turret gets dropped, and going up high ground against a bunch of tanks, that's kind of scary. That's not what you want to do. Really not. It is not recommended, in fact. Now Byun able to be active on the map once again. A couple Marines, they're left behind. They say, good luck on your journey, gentlemen. We're going home. They want to be left. Well, I guess they probably don't want to be left behind. They say, oh, take me with you. We're going to anthropomorphize video game units. Although I guess technically Marines are humans, so they're the ones we can't anthropomorphize because they already are anthropomorphized because they're humans. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. Because Curie's got a nice 2-pronged setup here. He's got a double drop, I guess. Looks like a couple more Marines in the 16 there on the left side trying to distract Byun, but Byun is a smart man. Also, he's got sensor towers, so he's going to find this position on the north side. Armor Shredder missile, disable on 1 Raven, but here's the drop in the natural. Is it prepared? Is Byun ready? 1 tank sieging away. Bio looking to do what it can, but this drop is actually going to punch on through, so Byun has to rotate a little bit further back, a bit of his army. He is missplit. But you got to drop on the other side. He's killed 12 workers. The bio on the natural, I don't think it has that much damage potential, but not nearly as enough. Auto turrets are going to drop down. We're going to see the medevacs go down. 11 workers. Oh, exactly the same amount of damage potential. But Byun's drop is still there. Byun's drop is still doing things. At the end of the day, Byun up 6 workers, up 8 workers. He's been able to force Cure back. He took damage, but did not lose the game, and that was always a possibility there when you have those scary army splits that you got to figure out. And he says, okay, Cure, you're banned from that position. I'm going to go take a base. Hey, Simir. Thanks so much for the follow. Ooh, Byun's got a little more here. He's got a concave. There we go. Okay, so Cure backs up. Not really much happening, but Byun finds ways to get himself ahead in this game. His 2-2 is a marginally faster. I mean, it really shouldn't make a difference. But he's up a base now, or he will be soon. He's moving into the late game transition. Apparently, these two, who normally are all, I mean, in fairness, Cure did start this with a 2-rack Reaper that got scouted. Normally, these players are all mid-game aggression and taking trades and kind of reticent to move into the late game. But Byun and Cure both, and specifically Byun, seem honor-bound, seem determined to take these games late regardless of what happens, into the Raven plays, into Viking plays, into all those fun things. The interesting thing, by the way, is despite Byun moving into air attack, he is going for ground attack. Anyway, we gotta have the bio still on forward here. There is no tanks here right now to defend. Ravens are gonna drop armor shredder missiles, which means the Vikings of Byun, actually they're gonna trade out, I think. How many Vikings are in the lead? Yeah, Kyr's got one more, so he should win this fight. Tanks sieging up, and Byun forced back. Marines are under the tanks, but it's not really gonna do that much. So Byun really is not gonna be able to wedge up here, I don't think. Yeah, no, absolutely. That's not gonna happen. That tank line is a scary, scary thing. So Byun does not find his way up the choke. Glittering Ashes continues. Postmaster B says science. Absolutely. Science. Engineering. These are things that enable life. But tanks, Marines, stimming in. These are what we live life for. Oh me, oh life. Of questions of these reoccurring. Beyond questioning why he did that when he loses all of his tanks in the blink of an eye. He will be forced on back here. And the tank count pretty rapidly in favor of the red Terran players. He looks to tie things up, but tanks on the low ground, the re-siege, that's a bit scarier for Kyr, so Byun looks to stim on it. Now he's going to get some tanks of his own. And these, again, the questions reoccurring in this game. Who can actually win a fight? Who can win 2 fights in a row? That's the big question. Byun stimming in, but tanks are sieged up. I don't really like that one for the birthday boy. And now Kyr looking for that inside track, looking to get a good siege up on the natural location, on the rallying location, but of course, sensor towers are a powerful thing. And they say, no, no, no. You don't get to sneak around. Not in this game. Not in this series. Of course, we do have to remember is looking for a fight. Byun has started. Byun has been pretty ahead economically. He got his 5th base faster. Now it's going to start to oscillate as depending on who drops mule hammers. But Byun's going to find himself a nice free tank. That's always going to be tasty. But we got a fight kicking off on the bottom side here. Tank shelling away, though. Byun has superior vision because I believe he has a superior Viking count. Yes, he does, in a quite significant way. So Kyr can't really move onto the low ground. And Byun, I think, is going to try to snipe these wayward tanks that have not been unsieged. Oh, no, his drop's going north side. Okay. But yeah, Byun now owns the high ground. Corvid Reactor's just about done. He's going to start to move. Actually, he is moving into Viking production. The interesting thing is he's actually getting a Thor. And I don't know if that is a misclick or not. You get Thors if you're a mech player against lots of Vikings. You don't really get it if it's bio, but he's doing it, and bio stims forward, kills off a couple tanks. Kyr's tank line is gross. He's at 14 tanks. That is really hard for anyone to break, even with Ravens. So Byun, once again, he wins the Viking fight. You're going to have to rotate over the back, so I think he loses this base. There are too many tanks here. It is +2. They're too heavily upgraded. It's not really going to work out, but Bio on the bottom side going to try to knock down some of these wayward tanks. He's going to get those that have been left behind. So the tank count from Kyr is not as impressive as it otherwise was. Well, what do we have? Tank shot's going to kill that clumped up army pretty quickly. Now Byun back down to 4 bases. Kyr, he's got a 6th one on the way. He has a 5th solidly there. Byun's going to try to do something about that. It is 2 Marines and a medevac, though, and that really doesn't do too much for you. Not really. What's our Raven count at? We're at 4, soon to 6. 6 to 8, it strikes me as that number where these tanks will start to really be forfeit. But Byun's going to lose a bunch more SCVs because it doesn't really get him out, doesn't put him far enough away. So 7 more workers do go down. Tanks start to fall because Byun, again, he has the Viking. He has the vision superiority as the bio stims in, trying to make something happen here. This is actually, the split is very nice, and we're going to see a bunch of disables on the back line. There we go. Tanks start to fall. The tank line of Kyr is now forfeit, and this is the moment that Byun has been looking for the last 5 minutes. Yeah, he lost the base for it, and that is unfortunate. He gets a medevac, not the full one. But he has knocked down so many of these tanks. Kyr rotating on over the left side, trying to knock down this orbital, and I think he may be able to do so. SCVs are going to have to do bulk repair, but on the backside, tanks are starting to fall. Byun moves his tanks forward as well, and he will be able to knock this down. 9 SCVs fall, sure, but Byun keeps his base alive. He resets Kyr's tank count. It is now 11 to 5, and 6 Ravens to 0. Yeah, Byun lost a base for that, but not the end of the world, especially as he's got a lot of pressure here on the bottom side. The Thor kill on the base. Thor's actually kill structured pretty damn well, even if they are only +1. So Kyr loses a base. Byun's going to be able to take his. You got to repair that. Byun, you got to repair that. Byun. Never mind. That was his main orbital, by the way, so that is really not optimal. In fact, one might even call it suboptimal. Not quite paying attention to what he needed to do. But now this feels kind of like a base trade. There's not a lot of, I don't think there's a lot here for Kyr. He's gonna have to retreat back to the main base. Byun trying to cut him off the pass. Tank will maybe go down. Ravens are just going to disable them the moment they siege. So that's a bit scary. Armor Shredder Missile needs to get dropped down here as well. Byun, there we go. Stimming in. Tanks, everything getting shredded here. Bio on the high ground. It's still a bit of a choke and kind of scary, but Byun finds his way on up. So 11 workers have died, but a drop in the natural. Excuse me, a drop in the main base. Ravens starting to fall here. Auto turrets get dropped, but Byun's got to find his way on up here. Tanks he just up as well, so he's able to deal with this one. But what about this push? Auto turrets dropped once again. Tanks are starting to fall. Byun in the main base doesn't nearly as much of the, have as much of the pushing power, although another orbital gets down. And at the end of things, I think this is... Oh, okay, he loses another orbital. That's not great. What are we at? We're at two orbitals to 2. That does not sound like a TPT to me, but, you know, so it goes. Another orbital will... This should fall as well. So at the end of the day, we have a Byun who has been able to successfully camp his opponent's production versus a Cure that has been able to roughly camp Byun's economy. But wait, he just dropped SCVs. Auto turrets are here. Okay, no, never mind. He didn't drop SCVs, but we will see the rest of these tanks go down. SCVs on the citizens arrest. Byun on 24 workers, Cure on 70, but also Cure not really able to produce anything, and even if he does, he's not able to get it out of his base. So we're gonna have to see a big break here from Cure as tanks run in, tanks go down. SCVs from the backside, they're trying to make something happen. They're gonna try to, I don't even know, pull off, but wait, there we go. Auto turrets drop down on top of everything. These SCVs will not find the value that they're looking for. Bio-stimming on in, and the tanks looks like they will eventually get cleaned on up, even with the auto turrets, but that is not cost effective for Cure in the slightest. It is 100 army supply to 46. Byun has made this thing work. Somehow, he's made it happen, despite all the losses that he has taken, despite all the losses that he has inflicted. At this point, I don't know how Cure is going to be able to hold this fight. Bio finds the planetary before it is even complete. 3-3 Bio is going to shred this one, and even with the splash, yeah, it's dead. Planetary now going down. Cure on effectively 2 bases. Oh, it's here. Actually, Thor is dead now. But it is 10 tanks to 2. Sure, +2 tanks versus +1, fine. But it is 10 tanks to 2. And Byun doesn't want to let this go too long, of course, because his opponent dwarfs his economy. But if he's going to be able to go knock down these 2 planetaries, as I believe he should, it really will be curtains. I don't know how much more Cure can do because he doesn't really have much production, and he will not have the economy to back it up. So the tanks are going to knock this last of the planetary down, the bank of Cure falling, as he looks for a run-by into a base that does not exist. So, well, yeah, I guess I got more of the Byun's economy than I thought I did. But yeah, with the tanks sieging up here, Cure's just going to look for a counterattack. He's going to find a tank all on its lonesome. That's not really what you want. Not at all. So it's going to be going down there. Nice trade from Cure to start, and we're looking at 9 tanks to 2 now. 61 Marines are really the saving grace. As Byun scans the bottom side, says, Cure, how many bases do you exactly have? The answer is not a lot. And eventually Cure will start to run out of money to repair this. But the big fight is happening right here, right now. In between tank shots, Byun, does he have what it takes here? The Armor Shredder missile is powerful, but so is the tank on the back line. All the tanks of Byun have gone down. He's going to stim on forward. All the medevacs fall, but the Marines survive. 11 workers have died. Economy equalized. Supply maintained. Byun still has 7 tanks, and yeah, Cure broke the position. But at what cost? At what cost? How lucky are we? Like, we had that insane classic Byun game too. Byun versus Gumio had a pretty fantastic game in it. And now we're 2 games in to a banger of a TVT. Once again, Cure on the bottom side, trying to equalize economy as much as he can, or really just knock Byun back to the Stone Age. I think he will lose this base. I think he's going to lose base on the upper side now, just because of how much stuff is there. And there's no healing on these Marines, by the way, so tank shots are going to be rather juicy, and a couple of Marines stim forward, and that's not they're stimming forward piecemeal. SCV is being pulled to just buffer for this, and SCV is actually going to get pulled to not die. 5 workers go down, but now the planetary is dead. There's a planetary here, and okay, the orbital dies. That's actually really unfortunate. There's only 1 orbital left in this game. 4 Byun and 2 for Cure, so there are more mules, more economic potential. But on the flip side, I don't really know how Cure breaks a planetary. Not with this bio, not with a mass repair. So he stims on into the last remaining. He's going to get this last remaining orbital, I think. And that's a big problem. No scans now is even bigger of a deal, but the tank will go down. The army of Cure falling in exchange. Byun, though, I think he got the last mining base of Cure as well here, so he's going to be able to get on top of all this production. We're going to see no more medevacs. Bio trying to find their way forward. Armor Shredder missiles say nuts to that one. My bio is better than yours, Byun says. He's going to run backwards into his tank line. 58 supplied to 39, and glittering ashes in Byun games. They just give us things that boggle the imagination. They boggle the mind. They're just too damn good. We are so lucky. Cure runs in, he runs out. He says, I don't want none of that smoke. Cure with literally one mining base. Byun with literally one mining base. Cure can drop mules. Byun can't. Cure actually not mining at all right now because his base has been forced to lift. Vikings got to run away. One goes down. I don't even know why you siege up the production. You just got to trap the army here. There is no... It doesn't matter if there's no production because there's no money to spend. But Byun crossing his I's, dotting his T's. Crossing his T's and dotting his I's, maybe. He's just making sure that everything is as it needs to be. As these barracks will fall. And the Ravens, as the late game unit, they are unparalleled. You build Ravens, you have energy, you drop armor shredder missiles, you drop auto turrets. Anytime you trade energy for money, in this game where really no one is mining. Although Cure is, got 1,000 minerals a minute. You got 10 Marines a minute popping out. That is actually such a big deal in a game like this, and maybe proves that Byun was right to go and try to shell away at things, but he's just gonna leapfrog his tanks ever so slowly forward. Trying to get the last mining base of Cure. Couple Marines on the other side. They're not going to find evidence of life. Byun actually, he's going to have to start long distance mining from the planetary, which is really unfortunate. But okay, the last couple tanks of Cure, they're going to run forward. They will be disabled, so there's not much you can do about that one. Tanks will fall. Now it is just Marines versus the world. I don't know how much I like that one. Command center starting to burn down here. There's not a lot of money here for Cure to repair. Armor shredder missile goes down, which means this bio is not good, especially with the lack of medevacs. But Cure's got one last ditch effort. Anti-tank missile, or excuse me, whatever they're called. The turrets go down. Cure, he's gonna try to get on top of these tanks, and the splits are actually pretty damn good, but he's still down a lot. There we go. Auto turrets are gonna get dropped. More Ravens arrive. And it's just a war of attrition at this point. A war of attrition that Byun will win at the end of things. Holy hell. What a game. Byun's up 2-0. So where do we go here? Where do we go here? Cure tried to take a quick victory with Proxy Reaper. Didn't work. Does he play the game as normal? Hey, the Tamanian, thank you so much. 5,000 bits. That is really appreciated. Thank you so much, dude. 5,000 bits for Byun's birthday, indeed. I mean, we know what's happening here, folks. We understand. Byun is trying to fund his birthday dinner. The further he goes, the more he can spend on his birthday. So he's trying to do his damnedest to win this final game so he can have a $200 birthday dinner and not a $50 or $100 birthday dinner. Innuendo. I like the name. Welcome. Now, I want to point out something. It's not on screen anymore. I moved away from it, but it's actually not happening anymore. But Cure had his Reaper on the side of the natural right here because he was hoping Byun would run in and he could just kind of trap the Reaper against his spawning Reaper and do stuff like that. But Byun's not going to be that. He's not going to do that. He's got 2 games to lose. He doesn't have to do anything super aggressive, super difficult. Oh, yeah, he's going to kill the Reapers too. Well, one of them. So it looks like this game is going to go pretty standard here. Pretty normal. Never noticed that the Cyclone has... I mean, I guess you know, because it's the Marauder skin or whatever it is, the Ravager skin. I'm listing StarCraft names, but like whatever it is. But I didn't realize they have blades on the wheels. That's kind of cool. I thought it was only the tanks that were like truly bladed. Kind of in the early game doldrums. We've had such insane games as of late. Last two games, Game 2 Byun Classic, Game 1 Byun versus Classic was also pretty good. And that it feels weird to be sitting here 4 minutes in. It's like, oh, nothing's really happened. Oh, we had the Proxy Reaper. I mean, I guess Game 1 we had kind of that early game doldrums as both players are like, you know what? I'd like to enter the mid game on even footing. I don't want to enter the mid game behind and have to claw desperately my way back into it. That doesn't feel good. But here now is going to siege up this Reaper Heli, and the squad is going to find absolutely nothing. A random Widow Mine is as well. Well, there's a Raven out, so it's not going to get too much of anything. Yes, same class, Nick. This is a weekly cup. So it's $400 as the prize pool for each Europe, Korea, and North America. Ruby's now diving in, but tank shots say nuts to that one. Hey, they get a free Marine. So they actually do find something. I was wrong. Previously, it was an $800 cup when Shopify was underwriting it as well. But that just meant they paid out to the round of 8. And I believe it went round of 8 when I forget how the distribution was. No, so the prize pool's $400. It's $200 to first place. What was it always? Was it $400 for first place? I thought they just mostly was distributed round of 8, but I guess 25 times 8 is $200. So $400 for first place. I don't know. I forget how it worked out. Regardless, prize pool $400 now. As Shopify said, they will support the StarCraft scene in other ways. And outside of TSL, we have yet to see that. I mean, they have their new facility, which is fantastic. Okay, so they added $50 to first. That makes sense. So Byun now, his third base is done on location. He was able to greed out a little bit. Kind of the shades of what happened in the Gumiho series, where because of how aggressive things went and how kind of passive players decided to be, we did see that low ground third get possible. But now this push from Kira is terrifying because he's got additional Ravens, he has more tanks here, and one tank will be disabled by Byun, so at least he can fight that one. But Kira's looking for a first victory in this game. The tanks are starting to fall. Marines on top of them. Vikings landed anti-damage to mechanical units. More than enough. So third base, it goes down and goes back up. Can't explain that one. And now the push of Cure happening in earnest. Byun's not down to workers all that much, but in terms of tempo, in terms of tech, it's a big problem. It is one tank to 6 here. So Byun's gonna have to pull everything. He's got to pull the SCVs to give himself an opportunity to fight Vikings. They land. Ravens are not all that useful, and Byun looks like he's gonna hold for the moment. 18 workers go down though. And this is a game. Oh, Widowmine on the backside is gonna get a Raven. Oh my, Byun. Cheeky bugger. Now, it's a consolation prize because he finds himself down 16 workers. But that's not exactly what you want here. And now again, Kira's got the siege. He has that leveraged position that makes things so difficult to deal with. Now Byun's going to try to take the Viking fight. I think he has more Vikings, and yes, he does. So even if Marine is below, he will win the Viking war, which means that the vision control is not nearly as powerful. But Kira's mining off of his third base. Hey, Echo SC2, thank you so much for the sub. I do appreciate it. Nah, it's not. Corporations are too greedy. Same class, Nick. I mean, what it is, there's $1,200 a week allocated to this tournament, plus times 52. You know, that's what, 60,000 bucks? Something like that. Anyway, Byun's gonna find a lot of tanks here. He's gonna stim on forward. Now he does not have medevac, so this is a very orange army. He gets a bunch of, actually only gets one tank. Gonna be forced back, and now his army supply is pretty decent, but he's down 25 workers. And he's been able to secure his third base once again. And his upgrades are actually going to be marginally faster. Not for combat shields, actually. Kira does have combat shields, so their army's a little bit better. But we're starting to experience the tug of war that is Berlingrad. If you win a fight, you run across the map, your opponent has reinforcements, you lose fight. Back and forth, back and forth. It's a question who can push me, pull you just a little bit forward, who can move the ramp, who can move the bandana at the center of the cord a little bit further towards their opponent's side. And looks like Kira's not going to be too successful there. Byun's got a drop on the other side, feeling confident with his tank positioning. And this is maybe going to be an opportunity here for Byun. There are no tanks here. Actually, Byun has a tank of his own. So if he can wipe out a mineral line, that is going to be an excellent way to equalize this game. He's got 1-1. His opponent does not. So even with combat shields, not going to be all that great. Byun stimming backwards into the Aegis of his tank, but it's not going to work out. Medevacs fall. Only 5 workers die. And Byun gets the tank, but that's about it. Actually, no. Hold that thought. He gets the medevac, or he gets the tank, but also he forces the entire army of Kira back home as the tank's going to win the fight against the Marines. That's kind of awkward. Okay, 2-2 on the way for Byun. The resources or the income deficit, not as bad, or yeah, not as bad as it was. Now it's only 10 workers, it's not 25. Sorry about that. Realized I, well, no bother. Byun's got his 4th base on the way. Kira already mining out of his 4th. The Vikings, though, will prevent this drop from happening. That's always going to be a nice saving grace here. And he's going to get, no, not quite. A couple more rockets and 1 medevac goes down. 8 Marines fall. That's always going to be a wonderful thing. But again, Kira's up 20 workers. Once again, it's just it's the problem of scale. It's the problem of having additional bases, so being able to build more stuff. And he is starting to leverage that into a supply lead. He's up 10 army supply right now. He's just looking for a big fight. He's got this drop that is not going to find anything on the north side. And more importantly, though, he's going to try to siege over this 3rd base. I don't know that he knows about the 4th base yet, but if he gets the 3rd, he gets the 4th. So tanks are free firing here. SCV is being pulled off. And oh, this is the dead planet, a dead command center. It's dead. There we go. So Byun back down, locked onto 3 bases. He has to pull a Cure. He has to do something magical like what Cure almost did in game 1. But Cure just seems too solid defensively to allow that to happen. One of the reasons why Cure was almost able to make that comeback happen was of just how solidly defensive he is. So now there's a 2-base Terran versus a 5-base Terran. That sounds familiar. Oh, I mean, true, same classic, but also Shopify have a team. They just bought a team house. And I don't know that StarCraft sponsoring the EPT Cup makes them any money. I don't know how good that is as a sponsorship deal. Like, I would love Shopify to sponsor it against Byun Stimmus 4, trying to find some tanks, and he's going to get 2. That's nice, but it's a big surround. This is not a fight that Byun wins, I don't think. Yeah, tanks siege up on the high ground, but Byun's going to rotate over. He's going to get a lot of these tanks. Wait a minute here, Byun. Have you pulled the magic? You still have all your tanks. Cure does not, and maybe, but no, it's not going to work out. Almost magic. Byun's got magic in his veins, but doesn't work out quite well enough. Cure, he takes the game. We're moving to game 4. Spawning the upper right in the red. He found an advantage. He did not let it go for Dragon Phoenix Gaming. It's Cure. His opponent in the bottom left. Now it's his turn to proxy. He is for the rebellion, Byun. And it looks like this will be proxy double barracks reaper, as has been foretold. Now, of course, yes, they did add Hearthstone as well. And they sponsor like every big StarCraft event They sponsor DreamHack and they sponsor Katowice. They sponsor TSL, I think. They didn't sponsor King of Battles, but I don't think we were. I guess we weren't big enough. But yeah, they sponsor like all the primary circuit event. Sponsor all the primary circuit events, and we love them for it. I mean, Toby is their CEO. Pretty cool guy. He gave Select, if that name rings a bell for anyone. He gave him a internship sight unseen. He said, "Look, I know you're a StarCraft pro. I know you can learn whatever you need to do. I'll give you that internship." So Byun, his proxy has been quote unquote scouted. Now Kira knows what's happening. He saw the number of gases. He saw that there's nothing in the base. So he will not go really quick command center, and he's going to keep his Reaper back at home. But here's the big deal. Byun actually had his barracks complete on time. Unlike that previous game where it really didn't work out that way, Byun is going to have 2 Reapers to 1 pretty quickly. And 2 Reapers building at a time. This does become problematic, so he's going to be able to delay the factory just to... Oh, no, he does not. Nice pull there from Kira. Now, the question is, how many SCVs does he get before the Hellions out? And how much value in general does he find? Byun jumps up, jumps down, Reaper gets low. And actually, not much of anything. Lots of things getting low, but nothing going down. But he's going to look for 6 workers. And that's the big deal. Or 6 Reapers, 1-shot workers. That's the magic number. It's really hard for Byun to do much of anything with this. And we're seeing why the build that Kira's gone for, Reaper, a Barracks double gas factory, is the prevailing meta. It handles most aggressive options extremely well. And if you need to be greedy, you can get your command, or if you need to go economic, you can build a command center behind it. Works out pretty well for you here, as we will see 1 barracks on the high ground. And this is enough Reapers to scare these Hellions. Oh, he's gonna make this command. He's gonna supply block. Yeah, no, he's not gonna supply block him. He's gonna make this supply depot die. Actually, just gonna burn down. He says that's fine. Let me dive into the mineral line here with my 6 Reapers, my 5 Reapers. SCV, Citizens, the rest are gonna try to do what they can, but Byun is, if anything, he's known for his Reaper control, and he's finding a little bit of value. It's only 3 workers though. It's not quite what he was looking for. Finds himself up 2 workers. His command center can actually get started before Cure, and he also scouts that there is a tech lab on the starport. So we have a Cyclone on the way. It has been a very action-packed TBT 47-ness. And for sure, to be fair, we also approached the 4-hour mark because of that epic classic Byun game too. And it truly was an epic classic Byun game too. Just knock him up, beat him up, drag him down. Game 2. Okay, but the Reapers find their way into the main base. Banshee defensively is going to be nice, but it also confirms to Byun what's happening. So, 4 more workers go down, and there's the worker delta that Byun is looking for. Question is whether he will be able to defend at home. How many scans is he saving, or does he just build missile turrets? I guess that is going to be the option. There we go. Missile turret is done pretty early, actually, or eBay is done pretty early, actually, but this should probably just be for missile turrets to keep Byun safe, because he is a little bit worried about the counterattack. Bunker is not yet done. Tank siege is up, which does invalidate a lot of this pressure. Cyclone looks for a lock-on. It does delay the bunker, sure. But there we go. Missile turrets are on the way. Both in the main base? Oh, okay, there we go. Guarding the rally. Guarding the tank. That makes sense. Because Ben's not really going to be mining out of this for too long, just searching for a lock-on. His Banshee looks to dive in. Oh, he's going to be able to delay this. That's annoying. But only delaying it for 1 time. As actually, Cure did cancel cloak, so 3 missile turrets. 300 minerals right there for no cloak. And yeah, I mean, sure, you want it. It's nice anyways. It's a good peace of mind. But if Banshee finds any value now, and killing 2 SCVs is already quote-unquote value, you're pretty happy about it, because again, that's 3 missile turrets that have been forced. It's not the best feeling. So Cyclone gets the lock-on on the tank here, and we're going to see the Banshee start to fall as well. Cyclone, okay, gets disabled. That was a tank that did almost fall, but the next lock-on will work out pretty well here for Byun. Bunker goes down, and salvage is not good enough. I don't really think that Cure can push into here, though. I don't think it's going to work out well for him. I mean, the defensive position that Byun has is rather fantastic. So Kier's going to, well, at least fake back. I don't know that he goes fully back home, but he runs away from the scary position where Byun can kind of just run out, kill the army. And the game goes on. Wait, did Byun go to starport? I thought I saw a second starport on the command tab. But apparently not. So, third base on the way for Byun. Kier not really thinking of that one. He's just really committing to this 1-1-1 double Viking tank marine production. Because he wants to break Byun. Which is always, of course, going to be a nice thing if Byun's able to survive the onslaught, this mid-game onslaught of unchecked DPG aggression. Well, he's going to be a happy boy. But for now, warding off the Banshee play. What are we at? 3 Vikings, soon to be to 4. Byun, well, actually, Byun's building double Viking too, so he will always have the Viking lead here. Scan gets dropped. Byun is aware of what the army is doing, and again, I'm surprised we don't see some level of advancement from Kier. I mean, no third base, no additional barracks. It really is just this 1-1-1, pretty heavy commitment, pretty heavy aggressive commitment. But there we go. Okay, third base on the way now, on location. And that is going to be Kier's way to get back into this game, I guess, because he is pretty far behind. As Byun develops his tech. Upgrades on the way. All these... Well, actually, did he get a second eBay? No, it only get +1 attack. He does need a second eBay. There we go. It is going to go down. And Byun's third effectively done as Kier starts his. So that's a nice advantage he's going to find for himself. Triple Mule is always a wonderful thing. And I don't really see a world where Kier is going to be able to break this defensive position in the natural. Meanwhile, Byun's got a little bit of aggression on the other side. Yeah, random Cyclone delays the third base. He's going to kill 4 SCVs. Okay. You know, you don't really see Cyclones do all that much in the mid-game unless you're playing like Battle Mech or something. But, hey, you know, Cyclone finding 5 workers, delaying the third base for a while. Please, absolutely give that to me. That's the good stuff right there. And dude 215p, thank you so much for the follow. I know I'm a little late, but I got distracted by the game that we call StarCraft. 9 Vikings to 8, so again, Byun with the Viking lead. He's down to Raven, and that is problematic if Kier wants to make the push. If Kier wants to actually go and kill Byun right now, he's going to siege up where our tank line's at. He's going to get something, not really sure what he killed. But armor shredder missiles. We're gonna have a couple Vikings get disabled, which means despite the Viking lead going to Byun, the effective Viking lead does go to Kier, and we will see, of course, the Raven get disabled there, but not before a tank falls. Bit of an awkward fight. At the end of the day, Byun maintains the Viking lead. His army supply is still low, but he still has tanks, and there we go. Ravens start to fall here. And look at this, Byun. He's so confident in his defensive position. He's going to go try to delay the third base once again, but now Kier pushing in. Byun may have needed those Marines. It may have been a mistake as all the tanks are still alive. Kier, he's looking for a sieged up position. Byun's got the first one. SCV's going to get pulled. It is now or never, folks. This is it. Byun's got to make the hold happen, or we're going to go to game number 5. The tanks are starting to fall, but 19 SCVs. They're all dead. Byun has a third base, but it does not matter because the tanks, they're sieged up. Byun finding value on the other side. Wait, no, he's going to get the command center. This may be worthwhile after all. It's hard. It's not an easy situation that Byun is dealing with, but if he kills this, that SCVs have been pulled to repair, I think. We're going to keep an eye on that one as we see what's happening on the other side of the map. Viking lead goes to Kier. Bios tips forward, and Viking lead no longer goes to Kier. Raven goes down, Marines go down. Byun really taking advantage of this situation. He gets a lot of things. And the command center is being repaired now. Okay. Kind of equalizing, actually, I guess. Byun, he's up a base. Well, actually, he's not up a base. The command center didn't go down. Importantly, he's up upgrades. He's up an army supply. He killed off all the tanks of Kier. And he can build 3 SCVs at a time. So, theoretically, he can find a way back into this game. But man, if you had told me that Byun would be involved in this absolute war after that 35-minute insanity against Classic, I would... No. That is unexpected. That is very unexpected, but you know what? I will take it. Now, do we have an armory for Byun? We do not. So he does need to get that one. Unfortunately, he's broke. He's on 38 workers. He does not have a lot of money. And that army supply lead that Byun had? Well, army supply leads don't matter in TVT. We know this. To quote a famous Dota captain, you can't go higher ground, your lead is false. Thank you, Zhao 8. I think that was Zhao 8. But the same holds true. If you can't bust through the tank line, your lead is false. Or at least your army supply lead is false. You may still have a lead in the game, but you know what I'm saying. But okay, armory on the way now for Byun. He's back on to 44 workers, and once you crest that 44, 45 mark, your economy is... You're a little bit happier about it. Byun's going to scout these Vikings and say, nope. Nope, don't want that. Not desirous of the smoke. Okay, tanks are going to siege up here from Byun. And Liberators are actually going to be a little bit annoying, but Byun stems forward anyway. Says, I want some of that. He understands that his bio is better. For a little bit longer, his bio is better. He got the armories, by the way, but he didn't get his upgrades. That's awkward. But Byun stems in. He's going to get a bunch of these tanks before they're able to truly siege. There's no bio defending it because, again, Cure 1-1 versus 0-0 is a scary enough situation that Byun will dominate the fights. But now... upgrades are going to pace same way. So this advantage that Byun has had is not really going to have much of it anymore. Kira looking to chase it down now that he has more army and a better army. And the tanks are going to siege up once again on the high ground. Kira's forced back, and Byun, he's got a big run by into the third base of Kira here, kind of try to equalize this economic deficit that he maybe finds himself in. STV's actually run away pretty quickly. Byun not really controlling this for the moment, instead dealing with the push that Cure is inflicting upon him, but STVs are going to get pulled into the defense. And their conscription, they're not happy about it. 25 workers go down. Now Byun targeting the command center, forcing Cure to take this fight once again. 29, 30 workers pay that. Why were there 30 workers at this command center? I don't know. But he kills them all anyways, and now he finds himself at a 20 worker lead. Army supplies are equal. He has +2 armor on the way. His opponent does not. Folks, the game seesaws once again. Byun had a big lead. Cure broke him down. Built himself a massive lead. And now Byun. He's the one in the advantage. In this fourth game, and maybe this final game, we're gonna have to see whether he can clutch it out though, because as we've seen, leads don't matter in this matchup. It's just who wins at the end of the day, who wins the final fight. And I know that's obvious, but leads do not hold up in this series. They have not held up in this series. As Kira trying to catch things out as missile turret. Yeah, there we go. Gets the Liberator. So no annoyance there from Byun. Bio from here on the left side, but Byun is well aware of what's happening. Liberator's sieging up the planetary, and we need to see some Marines or something deputized over to deal with that bit of harass. And it looks like it will be a couple of Vikings. Byun, you got to pull your SCVs though. Like, just stop. There we go. Vikings will be deputized on over to Liberator, but he gets 7 workers. That equalizes the worker count. This game is truly insane. Byun's going to try to find a way up here. Oh, he's going to get so many, Cure's going to get so many Vikings. That's a big problem. Byun's 1-1, or 2-2 is going to complete, and he will have that 1 upgrade lead for now. So his Marines are better. And I keep talking about this ad nauseum, but it's only because of how quickly Marines fire, because of how little HP they have. Upgrades are really insanely important. Biostems forward, trying to get on top of things. Tanks have the first siege from Byun, but he can't really move too far forward here. He will knock down the Liberator that's looking to siege up, but he loses a lot of Marines in the exchange, loses the medevac as well. Losing the Viking War is a bit problematic, shall we say. 2 Vikings to 9. It's going to be a while before Byun is going to be able to make that one back up, if he ever does. But he's got his 3-3 on the way. Cure does not. Cure does not feel in a good enough of an economic spot to countenance. There are 2 upgrades. And that means that Byun eventually will have a 3 upgrade lead. Or I guess a 2 upgrade lead. Will eventually have this powerful bioforce. But okay, there we go. 3-3 on the way for Cure eventually. Thank you, 47ness. That tank's dead. Okay. Action too fast to call. The tank died. Speedy action. Absolutely. I had to get 3 words out in the span of 60 seconds, and I did it. Incredible. Okay, here again, he's doing that. Okay, never mind. He's got the armor now. Okay. Actually, that game, it looked like he was short on gas. He was just waiting for the gas to happen. But beyond it, he's trying to really constrict this third base location of Cure. Which is interesting. I feel like he's got room to now get a drop on the bottom side. I think that's what we're going to see him do. But as he tries to constrict this location, he forces so much of the army of Cure forward. But of course, Liberators, they're going to kill off these tanks. 2 Liberators are just a wonderful thing when you have that Viking lead. But now the tanks search on forward. And again, the vision lead here means these are dead tanks for Byun. You're not really going to be able to keep those alive. And as much as Byun is trying to be a boa constrictor, really own this side. Oh, wait, the tanks are in siege. The tanks are in siege. Byun, oh, no, he's going to fight a bunch of tanks. They're running on in. 1, 2, 3 goes down before he's forced to back up. And he can run back because he has tanks defensively here. He's going to get a couple more. The fake in, the fake out. He dips and dodges. Float like a butterfly. Sting like a bee. Byun is too powerful for you or for me. Liberators looking to siege up. Vikings here doing what they can. Cure trying to break Byun right here, right now, and he's going to do it. But that's a lot of Marines that fall, and Byun's got to drop on the north side. So, yeah, it's a Pyrrhic victory because Byun should be able... Well, actually, it's planetary. So much for Pyrrhic victories. Pyrrhimus. And Thisbe. And I know that's not what a Pyrrhic victory is. Shout out to Pyria. And winning a battle, but losing far, far too much. But Cure now saying, maybe I got enough. Maybe my tank lead is powerful enough that I can run onto the other side. Maybe I can punish Byun for his aggression. But Byun has 3-3. Cure does not. It really will be on the tanks to make this push happen, and Byun already shelling away. He's going to knock down 1 for free. Liberator sieges up, and actually only one of them is in range of... Oh! Wait, that's pretty cool. Notice what Byun did there. He stims the Marine forward. And because Marines have anti-air attacks and tanks do not, Liberators prioritized the Marines. So Byun had time to unsiege and get away before he lost the tank. That's pretty cool. I don't think I've seen that before. I'm sure I have, but... I don't think I particularly noticed it, but Byun now going for the counterattack on the other side. It's going to be bio versus bio, and his bio is just so much better here. So this time, this should be a dead base. If the tanks go down, Byun, how greedy do you want to be? How aggressive do you want to be here? Your bio is better for 10 more seconds, and he just snaps the base down. There we go, an economic advantage for the birthday boy, the former world champion, the former GSL champion. But we still have the slow push from Cure on the other side of the map. That being said, Viking count. Byun got a couple more. And he's going to take this fight. He doesn't have the lead anymore, so it's going to trade 1 for 1. But it's a 3-base Cure. It is a 5-base Byun. And, I mean, just look at the economic deficit. It's big. Byun's getting a lot of money. And more stuff certainly does beat less stuff. That is a truism as old as time. So now Byun looking to take advantage of this economic lead by forcing trades, by forcing Cure to, it doesn't even matter really how much, just forcing Cure to trade so the economy advantage comes to bear. Byun, he's going to take all these Marines before the fight really happens in earnest, but the tanks on the high ground, they're a bit of a problem. It's not something that Byun can fight all that easily, but tanks are rolling on forward here. Cure, that's not what you wanted! No! They didn't siege, but it doesn't matter. Byun had the lead. He knew exactly what he had to do. And Byun... he's your champion now. On his birthday, he funds that Rager. He's $200 richer, and he is the champion of EPT Korea 122.